Hey guys, so it's Friday, which means time for an update. A lot of changes happened this week, so I'll take you around and show you what's going on. Here are the half carrots. As you can see, I still have not thinned them, but I will definitely be doing that in a minute because I also have some bell peppers to move outside. And the lettuce is pretty much done. This is the arugula and the lettuce. And I just need to take some time and throw this all into the compost pile. Hello, Miss Mama. You want to say hi to YouTube? Here is my parsley. Going crazy. Crazy parsley. Speaking of crazy, check out the garlic. So I don't think this was probably the best of plans, putting it in here. Oh, there's the kitty again. But it does seem to be doing well, despite the shallowness, and needs to be watered. Fridays are also watering day around here, so I'll get that taken care of. Thank you for being sociable, Miss Molly. Yes, everybody wanted to see you. Yes, you'll be a star someday. Here's the mustard in the other window box. It has bolted, as you can see. Lovely little yellow flowers. So this is ready to be pulled up, and I may do another run of mustard, or I may do Hungarian hot wax pepper, or I don't know. So that's ready to be switched over. Here are our baby carrots. Again, promise to thin them out in just a minute. Here are my bell peppers. They definitely need to be transplanted. They've gotten a little big for their little pots. I also have one Roma tomato left and some more bell peppers up here. I've run out of room in the garden, so I've decided to container the bell peppers. So we'll get them into their new home here in a minute. Let's go outside and see what's new out there. Alright, so here's the porch with all my lovely containers. As you can see, the mustard out here has bolted as well. Lovely yellow flowers. The kale, I guess I planted too much and too small of a container, so that's about all I got out of that. Then over here, we have our basil. That's Spicy Glow basil, and it's flowering, so I'm going to let it bolt and see if it seeds itself. And then here, there we go, prop that back up. Here are my blueberries. I moved them out here because I think what's been causing this to happen has been too much water. I may not be right, but despite how bad that looks, it actually looks better than it did yesterday when it was still inside. So these have been moved outside into new containers. They're just food grade white buckets that I got from a local bakery. They were dirty, so they were going to throw them away. So I was like, hey, can I have some buckets? And they're like, we've only got small ones. And I was like, small ones are good. So that's what the blueberries are in. And then here is my Walmart potato bucket. Shocking, I know. It's actually working. It looks like I've got two potato plants. One little small one and one big one going to town there. So I'm super excited to see if we actually get some tubulars and get some potatoes. That would be awesome. Here's my Swiss chard. Today has been very hot, so I think the soil's pretty dry in there. So my Swiss chard is wilting. It may be over. I did get one harvest out of this container that I braised up in a pasta dish, which was delicious. So I'm going to water it and see if I can't perk these back up so I can pick them, because obviously it's done. It's too hot for it. Then here's some tomatoes. Like I said, ran out of space in the garden. Super excited to show you guys that. But These are hybrid beefsteak tomatoes, and they just got moved out here yesterday. So the bell peppers will join them out here in this porch area. They're still a little wimpy from the stress, but they perked back up when I watered them yesterday. So I'm hoping, yeah, their soil is pretty moist. So I'm hoping that they'll do well. Over here are my Anasazi beans. They are starting to climb up the bamboo, which is fantastic. They're doing well. Like I said, I planted 5, 4 came up, and they're doing well. So 4 out of 5 is not bad at all. They're also a lot greener than they were yesterday. What's happened is we've had basically 2 weeks of rain. So everything got super, super wet. Especially this past week. We haven't had a day where it hasn't rained until yesterday. So the sun's been out most of yesterday and all of today, and my plants are looking so much better. I was so worried my garden was going to get drowned out. I can't even tell you how worried I was that I was going to lose my entire summer crop because I put them out right before 2 weeks of rain. But anyway, there's the beans, and here are my Mexican gherkins. They are doing well as well. You can see, well as well. Anyway, you can see that one's starting to climb a little. It's starting to get its little creepy crawlies. So all in all, the containers are doing really well. And take you out to the garden and show you what's going on back there. As you can see, my garden gets afternoon shade. It's about 5 o'clock. And there's a big crop of trees over here, which lends some nice shade. So I'm not too concerned about burning out my plants with the hot afternoon sun this summer. Not that I think I'd be too concerned with it out up here in the Northeast anyway, but that was a problem I had last year down in Tennessee, was that the hot afternoon sun basically baked my plants. Even the tomatoes, which like the heat, got too much sun. But anyway, here's my lovely grass crop. Just kidding, we need to weed eat in here. We weeded right before we switched over the spring greens for the summer plants, but clearly need to do it again. Anyway, here is my spaghetti squash. Oh my gosh, you guys. They're even bigger than they were yesterday. So they're doing really well. They're getting that one and that one, at least, are starting to get big enough that they should start producing creepers, and shortly after that, squash. As you can see, there's some white stuff on it. I don't know if I've discussed this, but after a long, hard debate with my fiance, we have 7-dusted the garden. So we are using pesticides. But so far, even with all the rain, I mean, look, we just freshly dusted out here. But look, one tiny little bug bite, and the rest of it's intact. Much, much better than the first run that got completely eaten by something, bugs or whatever. Anyway, moving on. Here is where we put the tomatoes. Now these are interesting. These are tomatoes that we got for free, so they're called Tomato Delicious. So I have absolutely no idea what actual breed of tomatoes these are. So far they seem to be growing like any standard tomato. We've staked them up to help support them because it does get windy out here. And they're doing well overall. Here are my bush cucumbers. They are doing well. I think 2 days after we put them out, they started flowering, and then they've just got this new growth and these feelers on them. So it'll be interesting to see how big those get. Over here we still have our peas that seem to be doing well. Only this side though. We pretty much lost this whole other half here. So that's where my Roma tomatoes are. Most of them, except for the one little really small one. But I think I have a spot right there in the back next to the cherry tomatoes. Or I'll put it over there where that one little pea plant's still going. I didn't want to rip that out, but it's really not doing anything. So, yeah, I think I'll put my aromas there. And then I have 2 cherry tomatoes, which is fantastic. So these are struggling well. It looks like I may have lost one. I don't know. That looks pretty sad. Well, if that one makes it, then we're all good and should be seeing tomatoes here soon. Here, in this row, are eggplants and jalapeno peppers. So we kind of did something different. We kind of grouped the tomatoes together, and then we grouped the cucumbers together, and then I've got a few rows of crops here. So that's eggplant and jalapeno. And then over here are the sweet peppers that we bought from the store and I saved the seeds from. The bugs kind of got to them before we got the dust out because, again, it was raining. So as soon as we could, we got dust out here, but the bugs really seem to like them. I'm hoping there's enough greenery left on them that they'll survive. But you can see this one here did not make it. So we might have sweet peppers. We might just have jalapenos and eggplants. It also looks like there's been a mole through here, so let's stamp the ground down a little. Okay. And then here are purple bush beans. I was not going to do these, but the website that we bought our netting off of was doing a seed promotion. So I thought, why not? Organic, GMO-free, purple bush beans. I can do bush beans. I didn't want to do the vining beans, like the green beans or the rattlesnake beans, because the trellis is already taken up with the peas and the tomatoes. So I got a row of bush beans going. And then over here are our turnips. We've pulled most of the radishes, but we did go back when we planted all our summer stuff and plant another row of radishes. But right now it's pretty much all turnips, and we actually need to harvest them. We just dusted, so we can't do that, but you can kind of see in there the purple globe of the turnip. Super exciting. And then over here, we have a lot of weeds, but we also have carrots. So you can see carrot there, carrot there. I'm not going to touch them too much because we just dusted. But we've got some carrots. So that is the garden update. I hope all of you are having a fantastic 4th of July weekend, or if you just got the holiday off, that you had a great day. Much love to the veterans and the current military serving our country and paying for our freedom. And I will try to catch you guys up with updates next week. Thanks for watching.